Hello everyone, and welcome to Call of Cthulhu. So I got this off of Green Man Games for, I think it was 25% off. And admittedly, it's got mixed reviews so far on Steam. But I'm hoping that won't have, that some of those aren't that spot on. Yes, Fizzcake, you're adorable. Sorry, my cat's been pining for attention all day, it seems. So, new game. Boston, 1924. Edward Pierce, veteran of the First World War, drowns his memories in liquor and sleeping pills. He is now a private detective who has trouble finding a case able to lift him from his torpor. Pierce must find a new case quickly, or risk losing his license. And I have played the Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth before. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to complete that game because I hit a game-breaking bug just before the finale, where the ship wasn't getting close enough for me to actually do anything. If I am mad, it is mercy. May the gods pity the man who, in his callousness, can remain sane to the hideous end. H.P. Lovecraft. Whoa, good God. That was a shark's head. Well, he's not married because that would be on his left hand if he were. Okay, real quick. Graphics. Where's the motion blur? Well, I'm able to run this on epic settings anyway. Yeah, I wish there were an option just for the motion blur. Actually, have to adjust the sound a bit. There we go. So, who's butchering these things? Okay, E to interact. Quite a bit of roiling fog in me. Yeah, that's kind of moving with me, apparently. Ah, okay. Hurricane lamp. Bolt cutter. Spiffy. Did a rock just fall there? Okay, that was creepy.
What a putrid offering.
Is that an egg? Nope, that is a whale. Oh, a couple of them. So presumably this is Dagon.
Don't fight. You have been chosen.
Or Dagon.
Behold. Everything has already been written. But perhaps you will attempt to change your destiny.
Uh-oh.
I hate whiskey. I wonder why I still take these things.
My private detective agency contracted to the Wentworth Detective Agency. After the Great War, I decided to set up in Boston, where there is no lack of work for guys like me. One small-time case follows the other. Adultery, settled scores, disappearances that are not actually disappearances. The old office is less comfortable than a real bed, and I should probably get rid of these empty bottles. But this place is mine, for the moment. Oh. Okay, apparently there's a leveling system in here. Oh. Oh, wow, yeah, this is going hard on the tabletop aspect of the game, because mental trauma, nightmares. Edward Pierce is a veteran of the First World War, where he took part in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. I know it's in France, but I'm not sure on the pronunciation. He is one of the few survivors of the Lost Battalion, American units that suffered heavy losses from enemy and allied artillery fire. Forced to hold their position for several days, surrounded by the bodies of their fallen comrades without food or medical supplies, the soldiers were considered as lost by their fellow countrymen. Pierce is traumatized by these events. He consumes sleeping pills and liquor to ward off the nightmares that haunt him. My old lighter, that I engraved in memory of the 77th Infantry Division and the men of the Lost Battalion who fell.
Married woman runs off with her girlfriend. The husband couldn't understand it.
Oh.
A good old story of blackmail in a speakeasy.
The bar owner who hired me didn't like the way I closed this case. But when you're already outside the law, there's not a lot one can do against a private detective who's got proof against you.
Natural sciences, linguistics, archaeology. Been a while since I jotted down something other than my nightmares.
The doctor can well repeat to me that I no longer need my remedy to keep my memories at bay, but I know that if I stop, the memories will return. One of these mornings, I probably won't wake up. Despite the treatment, I again hear voices in my dreams, but they are different somehow. Unknown. They seem to surface from unfathomable and ancient depths. What nameless creature is calling me?
I'm listening.
Are you Edward Pierce, private investigator contracted by the Wentworth Detective Agency?
That's correct.
Hello, Mr. Pierce. I'm Lucy Sherifield, in charge of investigators over at Wentworth.
No boy.
I'm calling because of a problem with your file. A fire has destroyed some of our documents.
Ah.
Is that right?
I'm so very
Oh, okay. So 8 character points. Yeah, definitely going with occultism next.
Thank you for this information, Mr. Pierce. Our files will soon be up to date. And on a related matter, may I raise a sensitive question?
What's wrong?
As you know, we wish to closely monitor the progress of our contractors. And it would seem you've been accepting fewer new cases.
Work is scarce.
Mr. Pierce, you know as well as I do there's never been more investigative work than now.
But are those cases worth it?
They're worth not losing your license. Show yourself worthy of the Wentworth Detective Agency, and we might keep you on the payroll. Mr.
Oof.
Pierce, do you still...
I'm coming.
Not the best graphical quality in game, but eh.
Sir, I came here on the advice of a person whom I hold in high esteem, and I must say that I expected anything but a drunkard's lair.
You're free to leave anytime, sir.
Do you know to whom you speak?
Stephen Webster, industrialist and art collector. All of Boston knows you.
Tell me, Mr. Pierce, are you capable of handling a new case, or are you simply a deadbeat inebriate?
If you come to me, it means you're desperate.
Nobody believes me. They take me for an old fool. Sarah, my little girl, she is dead. Even you must know of her. She was Sarah Hawkins.
The painter? Yes. Everyone knows her work.
The police accuse her of killing her family.
Whoa.
They all died in a fire. Sarah, her husband, and Simon, my grandson.
I can't do anything for a woman who is already dead.
Find out the truth. They say she was mad, but I know that's a lie. She would never have done such a thing.
But if you have no proof...
I've brought all that I have. Look. I want you to look carefully at this painting. Tell me all the assumptions that come to mind.
What am I supposed to find?
Tell me if this is the work of madness. Or if, on the contrary, you manage to detect some logic, a rationality to follow so that I may understand it.
Is that all you want from me?
Yes, please.
All right. I'll look at your picture. That's all you've got? The painting?
I placed a file on your desk. It contains everything I have on the affair.
Strange picture painted by Sarah Hawkins a short while before her tragic death was sent to her father just after the artist died. He is convinced that she is the sender. He brought me the painting so I could examine it. Stephen Webster, the wealthy industrialist, came to my office. He wants me to reopen the Sarah Hawkins case, named after his daughter, who died in a fire alongside her entire family. I must examine the documents he compiled in order to know more about the case.
Its strange beauty isn't enough to hide the feeling of dread it carries.
Okay.
A warehouse on Darkwater. Some sketches of the Hawkins family. Rather thin.
Some of it is a shipping label. Some of it is unreadable, but I can make out part of the address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater. The police report. It says that the fire started in the dining room and claimed the whole family. The police decide on a domestic accident, but they nevertheless insist on Sarah Hawkins' mental frailty. Why? The press cutting. An article written about the marriage of Sarah and Charles Hawkins, a businessman from the island of Darkwater. They live a recluse life there with their only son, Simon.
So, Mr. Pierce, what do you make of these elements?
I've read about her mental fragility in the police report.
You must tell me if what the police suggest about the mental state of your daughter is true.
No. Sarah had visions. Everyone knew that. She never would have hurt a fly. She only thought she saw things.
Saw things? What do you mean by that?
I never knew what she meant by that. My daughter was an enigmatic figure, Mr. Pierce. You must find out the truth about her life and death.
Something's not right with this story.
Her husband was a big deal on the island. But the police are sticking to the accident theory. Though they mention Sarah's mental state was fragile. I believe you are right, sir. This case is not as simple as it appears.
I am aware of that. I believe there is more to this case than just an accident.
Where did she live?
Never heard of the place. Where is that?
Oh boy!
It's a small, remote island
There we
off the
go.
coast of Boston. Sarah lived there with her son and her husband.
I suppose you want to ship me off there.
Darkwater holds the secret regarding my daughter, Mr. Pierce. You must uncover it.
The sender's label mentions Warehouse 36.
That's right. It came with Sarah's last painting.
And you think your daughter could have been the sender?
That is what you must find out. Go to Darkwater. Find Warehouse 36.
That's all
I
the
think I'm beginning to
yeah.
understand.
I'm willing to do anything for my daughter to recover her honor.
Quiet down. I'm on your side. Let's sum things up. An artist dies with her family in a house fire. Your only clue is a sort of promontory painting sent from Darkwater right before her death.
Correct. And the rumors about her supposed folly.
Which you don't totally deny.
Find that warehouse. Find out the truth regarding Sarah Hawkins' death. You'll be handsomely compensated.
All right. I'll take the case. I'll go to Darkwater and look into the death of your daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I didn't expect any less coming from a man in your situation.
Something's queer. But it's not like I have a choice.
Cue a dozen other YouTubers making
Dark
fun of the
water.
choice of words.
I think I've got a book on the North Atlantic. I'll no doubt find some information on this island in there.
1924.
The Wentworth Agency doesn't attract top-notch cases.
The dense work aimed at interns and young practitioners. Oh! Wait a minute. Ah, okay.
I used to be an avid reader.
Used to be.
Darkwater is off the coast of Boston,
Yes, you're
but
adorable.
I've never heard of it. According to this book, it was often mentioned during whale hunting times at the end of the 19th century. But it seems to have been shunned since then.
Darkwater Island has been inhabited since the 14th century and is still rich with the many memories left by its lost tribes. But don't let the romanticism of these moving evidences of such naive and primitive beliefs fool you into forgetting how violent their gods were. A gigantic creature still ornates the walls of long-abandoned caves. Was it a sea or a dream god? No one knows. But Today's inhabitants, the sons and daughters of the proud whale hunters, still remember the mysterious and tumultuous story of their small land off the coast of Massachusetts. Oh, wow, they actually even went to the extent of putting that
All I
in
have
there.
to do is go to the port. I just hope that I can find a boat able to take me to dark water. A lost battalion. Holding your position and obeying orders. That isn't courage.
Pierce took the Hawkins case. The cursed artist is accused of having caused the fire that killed her and her family. As the only clue, she left her father a disturbing painting. On the shipping label, an address. A warehouse set on the docks of the island of Darkwater. The place seems to be the starting point for Pierce's investigation. Yeah, definitely some bugs that they didn't manage to iron out in time. Not a huge amount so far, but, I mean, that one conversation had the audio just cut out for the first portion of a sentence before cutting back in, and he just kind of stood there with his mouth closed as the dialogue kept playing. Not sure how that got desynced exactly, but it did. Enter madness. Oh, okay, opening credits. On the next loading screen I get, I'm gonna get some water.
We're almost there.
And there's no lighthouse? I mean, jeez, this fog. Scylla, and I gotta wonder if there's gonna be another boat somewhere named Charybdis. Can't recall whether that was Greek or Roman mythology, but they were said to be the causes of two specific whirlpools. Or actually, no, I think one was a whirlpool and the other was a way around it that, you know, either way you went, you were gonna get hit by a monster.
Stay on board. There's guys coming to unload.
Ah.
Welcome to Darkwater Island, Mr. Pierce.
Why, thank you, Captain Fitzroy.
So, what wind brought you?
Does the Hawkins case mean anything to you?
A sad story that we would all prefer to forget. Charles Hawkins may have been a landlubber, but he was a good man.
And his wife, Sarah Hawkins.
A nice young woman, and a great painter. What a tragedy. You know what? Go have a drink at the Stranded Whale. What you need is a good pick-me-up. Mitchell may not be very welcoming, but his bar holds a surprise for you. As for me, you'll find me at the Harbor Master's office. If it's the Hawkins family that brings you here, I have a pile of documents that should interest you.
Understood. I'm going for a look around the docks.
On the approaches to Darkwater, I saw thick clouds masking the sky. They were so low they seemed intent on impaling themselves on the sharp reefs that circled the island. Fitzroy, the captain of the only tub that manages to float to the mainland, offered to help me. He may have documents that belong to Charles Hawkins. Fitzroy advised me to visit the port's bar. He mentioned a little pick-me-up. I suppose I could get the lay of the land at the same time. Fishermen have gathered around the carcass of a killer whale. I could have a look and see what the local cops have got to tell me.
Let the police do their work. Hey, Sullivan. Can't you go any faster?
See how old this thing is?
No, they're trying to get it dragged off.
You can't do that.
The blood is just beginning to coagulate. It died a short time ago. Only a specialist would know what killed it.
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming. Something real bad.
The same goes for you, sir. Move along.
I'm looking for this address. Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
Ah. And so who are you?
I didn't introduce myself. Edward Pierce, private detective.
In any case, it's not very important. I can't answer that.
You can't? Or you don't want to?
Oh, no. I'm not getting into those games, me. Now, please, allow me to do my job.
You don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy. They're cops. They can't understand. Damn stupid idiots.
You can see that I'm busy, can't you?
You
That's
can't
no
understand.
way to
You're
treat
not
an element.
sailors.
Oh, yeah.
It's a sign. There's something coming.
Prohibition is just a joke around here. That suits me fine.
Oh yeah, I guess this would be in the Prohibition year. Huh, no women so far. Although, if this is taking cues from Dagon... Or, no, not Dagon. Did you just spit on the floor? Jeez.
Hey, be careful.
That's one way to get someone's attention, I suppose.
Let's get him another drink. He's dry.
In my bar, we don't serve troublemakers.
Wasn't me who was
You
looking.
saw what happened. He's the troublemaker.
Oh, you're a true mainlander. A real princess. You strut around with your la-di-da ways, and then, as soon as the pressure arises, you start squealing. You don't have what it takes to drink my whiskey. You've got to earn it.
I'm here for information, not for a fight.
I prefer it that way. Speak then. I reserve the right to answer or not.
No prohibition around here?
I didn't expect to find alcohol on this island. What's the source of this miracle?
You mean who? Our source of supply wouldn't like me to betray them to the first comer.
I'll tell nobody.
She'd know it anyway. Anything else?
Looking for
Do you know
Warehouse
where this
36.
is? Warehouse 36, Darkwater Harbor.
The Hawkins warehouse. I see, yeah. If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from the warehouse at night.
Oh, lovely.
Screams, that sort of thing.
Jeez.
Screams.
And that's not all. There's the fate of its owners and all the superstitions that go with it. But I'll say no more. Anything else?
The stranded whale. I guess this bar has been here a long time.
What can I tell you? I'm a nostalgic sort of guy. The name, it reminds us of the golden age of dockwater, when our whalers left for long months and came back sweating and stinking of the oil and flesh of the whales they'd been hunting.
It was a tough time, all the same.
Ah, but steeped in glory. We've never known such wealth since then.
What can you tell me about her?
We all knew she was famous on the mainland for her paintings. Never understood why. Then, I don't want to speak ill of the dead.
Oh, come now. It's not speaking ill if it's true.
Her vision. Was it so terrible?
Way I see it, the truth is really a question of point of view.
What do you mean by that?
Do you still trust the truth after a bottle of whiskey?
Oh, it's
Her
true.
style made her famous. How would you describe it? Tortured?
Yeah, well, it wasn't normal. I mean, for a young woman with a child and all that. We saw them in the papers and we said to ourselves, who can paint such things? Is that how she sees the world?
So they made you feel uncomfortable.
You need to see them for yourself. Make up your own mind.
Well, I saw the one.
I've got what I need.
Anything else?
Captain Fitzroy told me about a little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah? That must have been before you came looking for a fight in my bar.
Oh, come on. Because of a little tussle.
Drinking it here is a privilege, and I grant the privilege to whoever I want. Anything else?
That'll be all for now.
Do you like our song?
We're true sirens.
We may not be pros, but we give it all we've got.
That's true. It's a reminder of the time when we were still fishing for whales off Darkwater Island.
What is this
I've
song?
never heard this song before.
Only people from here know it. It tells the story of the miraculous catch.
It's a local legend?
Watch what you say, young man.
That catch saved our island.
Ah. Where's the proof?
We're the proof.
Without it, the whole of Darkwater would have died of hunger in 1847.
It's true. Everything happened just as it says in the newspaper report.
What report?
The one that's framed right behind you. Our grandparents tasted its flesh.
And it was delicious.
What brought whaling to an end?
The whales, of course.
They all disappeared.
You exhausted the stocks.
You could say that, yes. There were fewer and fewer of them.
Until the last, the biggest.
The one of the miraculous catch.
Exactly.
So it's been 80 years?
I bid you farewell, gentlemen.
Damn.
Good night, stranger.
So long.
Let's see, framed behind me. Oh, there we are.
The miraculous catch. Apparently, the most significant event of the last 80 years.
The Scylla? Oh, yeah, we passed the Scylla on the way in. All hopes... All hope seemed lost for the Scylla and its crew, and yet our fellow whalers, or what remains of them, returned to the port of Darkwater on Tuesday in the late evening. Bystanders dashed to the pier to greet and assist the survivors of the very last whaler on the island. People were filled with amazement and wonder at the sight of the astonishing catch the nimble brig brought to shore. The miraculous catch, as islanders are already calling it, exceeds both in size and majesty every whale known to man, to the point that its members couldn't be fitted on the ship's deck and had to be left dangling into the seawater. The surviving sailors will be always remembered for this perilous capture, along with its precious meat of unparalleled quality, abundance, and nutritional properties. Without doubt, the extraordinary amount of whale meat derived from this catch will feed Darkwater's mouths for many weeks to come, and who knows, it might as well put an end to the poverty that afflicted the less fortunate of the island. Oh! Age 63. Age 41, deceased. Age 33, deceased. Age 11, deceased. Age 55.
You have no right to treat us like this.
And the doctor, what did he say?
He laughed.
My God.
You said
Nightmares. Can hear things and voices whispering. Will follow its reader and appear at various locations.
Oh,
Gifted with its own consciousness. Until it finds a new reader.
And he's got a lot of text written on his arm.
What you looking at, stranger?
You can certainly put them away.
I've rarely seen a woman who can hold her liquor so confidently.
What gives you the right to judge me?
Ah, it was a compliment.
So what? Let me drink, stranger.
Oh, whoops. I actually can't make out what's being sung, honestly.
Charles Hawkins was a heavy drinker. And a debtor. Interesting.
$58? Holy shit. Ms. Baker, always free for the lady. Well, that would explain why she's, not exactly shy about pounding them down.
Broken. This place seems half abandoned. I wonder what Captain Fitzroy has got to say about this woman, Cat.
Oh boy. Oh, here we are. There we are, places. Island of Darkwater. It would seem that the world has forgotten the very existence of this isolated rock off the coast of Boston. It is a small, inhospitable island, whose coastline is made up of steep cliffs and sharp reefs, and with only one outlet to the sea. It is mainly inhabited by the descendants of whalers who set up a supply post there in the 1800s. It was hit severely by the collapse of this activity. I think that the only venture on the island is still profitable is its medical institute.
The Scylla. It finished up beached at the entrance to the harbor. A souvenir from a more prosperous era. I guess this blackboard hasn't been wiped for more than 70 years.
Jeez.
Fishing equipment. Could do with some rust remover.
Okay, it looked like the pocket at first.
I've brought out the Charles Hawkins cargo manifests. They're on the table next to you. But in truth, you're likely to be disappointed. When you're done, come join me on the deck.
Oh, okay.
These manifests are signed by Charles Hawkins. But that's all I'll get from them.
Huh. So a lot of the information got redacted, apparently. Oh, got some more medicine.
This man and Fitzroy could be twins. What a macabre souvenir.
I'm guessing that might have been his grandfather or something. Wait, it's... Oh, okay. There he is.
From here, I see everything that goes on in the harbor. The hard-working lives of my sailors, the fights at the stranded whale. Even the antics of these wharf rats don't escape me.
It's you who lays down the law around here.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just the last serving captain on Darkwater. Tell me what I can do to help you.
What is this miraculous catch?
The miraculous catch. Is it a local legend?
Not at all. It's an episode from our glorious past. Go read the story of the sailors' return to Darkwater Harbor. It's displayed on a wall of the stranded whale.
I did.
I'm just back from the wharves. The dead killer whale is unsettling the sailors.
Ah, yes. Us men of the sea are superstitious folk.
What could have
Killer
killed it?
whales don't have many known predators.
That's true. And normally, they're not found around here. But, you're gonna take me for a fool.
Give it a try.
Have you heard about the depths? Trenches that plunge into the earth and that shelter creatures unlike any other.
You're talking about mythology.
Indeed, you're right.
Why are they putting it back
The
into the
police
sea?
took the decision to put the killer whale back into the sea.
You've got to understand them. They didn't know what to do with it.
I think that was a mistake. Who says that whatever caused those wounds is no longer in these waters?
You think we should have kept it?
To look into the real cause of its death, at least. I was looking at your photograph. The one of the man in front of the boat.
Ah, yes, I can see the one you're talking about.
Interesting resemblance. I thought it was you, but with a wooden leg.
And for good reason. That's my father in the photograph.
Your father?
John Fitzroy, captain of the Scylla. His wooden leg is here. You can go and see it if you're interested.
I already did.
I found a threatening letter, signed by a certain cat.
What? I don't mind you visiting my harbor master's office, but I'd prefer if you didn't go through my affairs.
Are you being blackmailed?
Not exactly, no. That shyster wants to make us pay protection money.
With any success?
I wouldn't say that, but she terrifies my men as much as her own.
Can you not do anything to stop her?
Don't you worry about that.
Your documents are unreadable.
Her manifests have been blacked out. They're totally unreadable.
Yeah, I saw that. I've got no idea who did it or why. I don't remember having countersigned anything special enough for someone to hide it.
And why obliterate the dates, as well as the goods stored in the warehouse?
You mean that the dates have some meaning?
I thought the fishing stopped in 1847.
I'm surprised Charles Hawkins had goods to store, knowing that whaling stopped in 1847.
I see that you're interested in the history of our island. Indeed, maritime activities ceased altogether at the end of the last century. I imagine that the Hawkins family had other types of contracts.
But you don't know with whom?
No, it was none of my business.
I'm looking for Warehouse 36. Do you know where it is?
Look, it's right there. The warehouse is opposite the jetty. You can't miss it.
Understood.
You know who the building belongs to, don't you?
Charles Hawkins. You underestimate me.
It belonged to the Hawkins family.
Precisely. Ship owners from father to son.
I think that somebody here wanted me to search this warehouse. I shall be on my way.
So come back and see me when you've got something new.
Yeah, I'm going for 3 minimum on everything first.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get us into trouble. You can't understand, you're not sailors. It's a sign. There's something coming.
Well, I can actually go in there. St. Brendan, the Navigator. Trying to figure out whether that's luminescent paint or whether it's just algae.
Damnation. I broke it.
Yes, buddy, you're adorable. Holy shit, yeah, that got torn to shreds.
You live here?
Why did you do that, huh?
Do
We
what?
saw what you did to St. Brendan.
Yeah, we'll teach you to come onto our island and ridicule our protectors.
What? Who's
I've never heard of this saint. Is it a local belief?
But everyone knows St. Brendan, the Navigator.
He's the patron saint of whales and whalers.
What happened to the statue?
Go see for yourself. He's at the end of the jetty.
I just did.
There's you, our beloved statue, and then those two bozos behind us. Wait, now that I think about it, it's got to be them. There's one of them who's always going back and forth to the statue.
Quieter. That's all we need for them to hear us.
What brings you to dark water?
That statue represents your local saint.
What do you mean by local, exactly?
You wouldn't be looking down at us, like all townspeople do.
St. Brendan. He protected whalers and fishermen like us. Until those assholes defaced him.
Peculiar house.
Yeah, that's where we live. Our boat.
It's not because it doesn't float anymore that we're going to abandon it.
Isn't it a bit early for alcohol?
We got nothing better to do anyway. There's not much work around here.
Fitzroy gives us a few chores every now and again, but since the whaling station shut down, ain't a lot of jobs left around here.
So we drink.
The two guys behind you. What are they guarding?
The bootleggers. Scum.
They're protecting their territory. From whom, I wonder?
They really don't have a choice anyway. They're more scared of Cat than an attack by drunken sailors.
If only they would kill each other.
Is it Cat who's shaking down Captain Fitzroy?
Oh, hold on just a minute. We didn't tell you a thing.
Nothing at all.
I've taken an...
We'll see you later.
Okay, and boy, even trying to talk with those two was a bit, jarring. I wonder if I can interact with the statue at this point. Nope, can't interact.
That's no way to treat an omen. Oh, yeah.
Where do you think you're going?
I thought that the Hawkins case had been closed.
That's true.
So what are you doing on guard duty in front of this warehouse?
Who's asking the questions here, the cop or the tourist?
What more can you say about the death of the Hawkins family?
Not much more than what everyone knows. I wasn't on the case. They were all burnt to death, right? Up at their place.
The whole mansion went up in flames.
Don't get it into your head to go wandering around up there. It's dangerous.
What do you mean by that?
The only one left there is old Silas, and the accident has affected him badly. He can be unpredictable, especially if a stranger starts poking around the property.
Makes
Is
sense.
he a danger to the public?
No, he's in his own home. Do yourself a favor. Leave him well alone.
Well, good to know.
You again. I told you to beat it.
No need to get worked up.
Oh. Okay, cannot jump. Good to know.
Get it. Nobody listens to us anyway.
Do you really need a sign to the stranded whale?
It looks like there's a way in under this grate. I could use this old winch to lift the grating, but it's been completely taken to bits. There must be some spare parts amid all this clutter.
Okay, so you do have to move up and down the ladder.
A whale vertebra. If the newspaper clipping in the bar is true, this bone is a real fossil. A ratchet device. Exactly what I need. This handle will be perfect for the winch.
Alright, so I've got to find one more, I guess? Is my spot just not high enough, or... Oh, there we go.
It should be possible to mount this cogwheel on the winch. Looks like everything is in its place. All that's left is to try to turn this handle. Damn, I broke it.
Oh, damn it. So I failed the test of strength, apparently, or...
Well, well. A little mouse has got lost on our turf.
That's
You're
gotta
not
be
only
Cat.
inquisitive, you're also stupid. What gave you the crazy idea to come onto my turf? Has the cat got your tongue?
You've come for a fight. What I've got to say won't change a thing.
You're a quick learner. I decide who comes in and who stays out. And anyone who doesn't respect my rules, I punish them.
Is your name Cat?
What of it?
Maybe we can come to an understanding.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Oof.
Get this joker out of here. He might have a little trouble walking on his own.
Oh, I'm getting careless. I didn't see that coming. If I want to get into this warehouse, I'm going to have to deal with her.
Don't put that beast back in the water, you shysters. You're crazy.
Didn't even notice that before.
What? Another break?
One of those damn sailors came looking for trouble again.
But he won't try again anytime soon. We gave him a good hiding.
So you said to yourselves that after such a feat, you could abandon your post.
It's just a little drink. We taught those guys a lesson.
We'll return right after. Just that standing guard in this alley makes your throat dry.
That fool Fitzroy can't keep his dogs on a leash.
I'll have to send him a more clear-cut message. Hey, Mitchell. A drink for our new friend. I owe you. You don't know how to fight, but at least you've got guts.
Yeah, aching guts.
Huh. I've got them too. But you don't hear me whining like a pooch who's lost its leash. You didn't back down. It's something that I respect. So understand by that. If I catch you again, you'll carry a more permanent reminder of our encounter. Tell me, what brings you to Darkwater?
You know what?
I'm investigating the deaths of the Hawkins family.
It's very nice of you to tell me the truth so openly. But it's also really stupid of you. You really don't seem to know the area. Let me give you a little advice. If you want to survive more than a day in this rat hole, avoid talking about them to the first people you meet.
I've got a few questions about the island.
I'm not here to give you information. Mitchell will tell you what he wants to tell you.
Is that more dangerous than having a drink with you?
I'm not kidding. The old families, they were here long before us, and they'll be here long after we're gone.
The old families?
The descendants of the first whalers. These people truly worship their ancestors.
I need to get into the Hawkins warehouse.
You're out of luck. It's on my turf.
It's precisely for that reason that I've come to see you.
Are you pulling my leg?
Think it over. I've seen what you're capable of. And you didn't miss me.
I accept the compliment. Well, I see you're serious. To be honest, as long as it doesn't interfere with my business, I don't care. But I'll go with you, to make sure you don't stick your nose into things that don't concern you.
Sounds honest to me.
I'm not finished. If I do that for you, if I let you onto our turf to conduct your little affairs, you'll be indebted to me.
Ah, crap.
And I guarantee that I always collect on what I'm owed. Think about it. I help you, you'll owe me a favor in return. Do you accept?
I don't think I'm ready to pay the price.
As you wish. But I think you'll be back.
More than likely. But at least it doesn't seem to have locked me out of the option.
What do you know about the Hawkins warehouse?
If I were you, I wouldn't hang around there.
Why not?
First off, there are rumors. Sailors from around here say you can hear noises coming from screams. That sort of
scream.
And that's not all. But I'll say anything.
Okay, I already did that one.
Captain Fitz.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, come.
Drinking it, anything else?
That'll be all.
Okay, there's Fitzroy. See if he can give me any help on this.
Back again.
Whoa, boy.
What can I do?
Oh, boy. Oof.
I shall be on.
So come.
I mean, that's not like game breaking or anything. It's just very off-putting.
Out, I'll have serious problems with you-know-who.
I bet that you hid them somewhere in your hut on the docks.
Not even, and don't go looking there.
How could you be dumb enough to leave the entrance to the warehouses unguarded?
Keep your voice down. Why not go and shout at the cat while you're at it? I don't want to end up with her little knife under my throat.
It's a stiletto, you idiot. And with that smell on your breath, I don't give you much chance anyway.
Well, let's see if... Because I tried before and it didn't work.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
Crap. Unfortunately, I think I might be locked out here.
Crazy. They're cops. They can't understand.
What could have done so much damage?
You can't understand. You're not sailors. It's a sign.
Yeah, I'm not going to be dumb enough. Well, I guess I just gotta go into debt with her.
Ah, that's it. Maybe we should let him take it. No, the risks are too high. It's a book, after all. Pure knowledge.
Hey, Mitchell. I owe you.
Yeah.
Huh. You didn't. So tell me.
I'm invested.
It's very, but it's let me get if you want.
I need to get.
You're out of luck.
It's
Are you?
Think it over. I've seen and you.
Well, to be honest, but I'll go with.
Sounds honest.
I'm not. If I do, you'll be. And I can't think about it.
Do I have a choice?
Oh, we always have one, Detective. Follow me.
Nobody questions your authority here. I was given to believe that Fitzroy stood up to you.
That dope tried to save face in front of his sailors. They revere their brave captain as they do their old statues. But sooner or later, all statues get buried in bird shit, and nobody cares.
And the police? They do nothing to stop you?
The local cops? The cops drink like everyone else, sweetheart. They know where their interests lie. Apart from that pig-headed Bradley. I don't know whether to admire his stubbornness or to have pity on him.
That beast back in the water, you shysters, you're crazy.
They're cops. They can't understand.
Damn stupid
I'm
idiots.
reasonably certain that shyster is a Jewish slur, but... or anti-Semitic slur, I should say.
We saw this guy poking around here.
It's fine. He's with me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, broken ladder.
Be a gentleman and move that for me. That's how it's done. Do I still need to hold your hand? Or do you think you'll get by on your own now?
Don't overdo it.
Good. In that case, I'll leave you. I've done enough mothering for now.
Oh, this place stinks.
Now,
What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Let's see, so... Pierce... Oh, okay. Boss of a gang of bootleggers, which seems to use Darkwater as a hideout, Cat always keeps an eye on her territory, the zone of abandoned warehouses on the docks. I have the impression that all of the men on Darkwater fear her. Even Mitchell, the owner of the stranded whale, is reluctant to talk about her. She uses Darkwater as the point of departure for her cargoes of whiskey, and she is slowly gnawing away at Captain Fitzroy's territory. Oh, that is bright.
What happened here?
Oof.
What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here?
So someone was sleeping in here, apparently.
It smells as bad as it looks. These painkillers were prescribed 3 months ago. Someone has been taking them since the time of the Hawkins death. Can't sleep. I know how that feels.
Laudanum.
Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings?
Someone that's obsessive. So my get... Oh god, that's bright. There we go. Oh. Officially unused since Charles Hawkins' death, this warehouse recently housed a clandestine resident. Signs of life attest to the fact. The presence of blood-stained bandages must also be noted, probably removed from her wound, as well as pills, painkillers and sleeping pills. Moreover, the occupant seems to be obsessed with Sarah Hawkins, as attested by the presence of several documents connected to the artist's life, photograph, press cutting. But it is the discovery of a partly charred painting, recognized by Officer Bradley as having... Oh. Oh, shit. So, was I supposed to just talk to the officer out front?
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
Look around you. Someone has settled in here. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it.
It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again.
Oh boy.
This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Jeez.
Why you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it. Can we go to the mansion now?
I thought I'd straightened you out, mister. I am disappointed, but we'll meet again.
Is it far, this mansion?
Look behind you, at the top of the ridge. You see the building?
Holy shit, that's a ways up.
That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
Pierce managed to get into the warehouse. The place, thought to be abandoned, revealed some surprises. Signs of recent occupation as well as a partly charred painting. Interrupted in his searching by Officer Bradley, Pierce convinced him to join his investigation. The police officer is willing to drive the detective to the Hawkins mansion. And I think this is a good spot for me to break for tonight. Yes, Fisky, you're adorable. After the cutscene, obviously. Oh, jeez, he's got a Glasgow grin anyway. I didn't notice that before. Not sure how well his character model reflects it, unfortunately. Uh-oh.
Well, here we are. Hawkins mansion.
Jeez.
The place has been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
You're not the first to talk about Winchester.
Your partner, Andrews, warned me against him.
You managed to get something out of that bum? I'll end up asking you for advice.
He talks too much. He inferred that old Silas was slightly unhinged.
That's not far off the mark, I suppose. But kinda unfair at the same time.
Insinuate.
You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
Anything I should be wary of?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true
So
force
do
of
not
nature.
get into a fistfight
A
with him.
sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
You know the place very well.
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything
Nice.
else?
That's a commendable attitude. I thought the mansion burnt in a fire.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around, it would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless...
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
Alright, so... let's see. Alright, so... thank you all for joining me on this. I will see you... not sure about tomorrow night, but Wednesday night probably. So, thank you for joining, and I will see you then.